What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2300 Gear Jammer channel. If you watched the last video, the Ranger kind of tried to take itself out, so I ended up fixing a freeze plug and I had to take the transmission in and out to get that put in. But most of the repair stuff is done. I haven't seen anything yet that I had a misfire, a low RPM misfire. I haven't seen anything that would cause concern for that just yet. But for this video, I want to start upgrading stuff that I never did when I turboed this truck originally. And the one thing that has held this truck back more than anything is the fuel pump. I've always run a stock 93 fuel pump in this thing. I'm not even sure that those fuel pumps were enough for a V6. So we're definitely going to put a fuel pump in it. And as soon as we do that, then we can turn the boost up, and there's a boost control issue. It's either on the wastegate, or if you try to turn it up a little, it just goes through the moon. So I'm going to try to fix a wastegate problem. And the exhaust that's on this, it's a full exhaust all the way out the back with a catalytic converter, muffler, everything. It's probably the only 93 Ford Ranger in South Carolina with a complete catalytic converter intact at all. After we knock that out, I think traction's going to start being an issue. Traction's really not an issue right now because it doesn't really make, I mean, it probably makes 190 to 200 horsepower, so it's manageable. But I think that's going to be a bigger issue once we start turning it up. So I'm going to put a set of slicks on for this video too. For now though, let's get into it, see what we can get done. Here we go. To figure out boost control, I've got a wastegate and a T and a gauge. And we are just going to apply a little pressure to it. Look at the gauge and not going to worry so much about the number. We're just going to try to see where things start to move and we'll figure it out from there. Sneak up on it. So it's got the tight spot that I didn't know was there. If you watch it, it'll start to open. It'll catch. Boop, right there. So that's the first thing I need to fix. And some of that is the shallow angle that's in this. The wastegate on the diesel stuff comes out this way, but I've got air conditioning that sits here. So I moved it to the front and it was almost far enough forward that it would work, but I might be able to slot these and get a little bit more angle out of it to get rid of the little bump that's in it. We'll start there. All right, I took the bracket off. So somewhere here you can feel a tight spot, swing it out right there. So I need to slot that bracket maybe that holds the gate and see if I can at least fix that. That might fix the entire issue that I was having, but let's see. Ah! So I got it repeatable with and without the boost valve. So hopefully that's all I need to be able to control boost this time. It's definitely different than it was. Just adding the boost valve gave it like 15 PSI more. So now it should be the same turned all the way down, and then I can put a couple of turns in it for some more boost. But that should be good enough to put back on the truck now. I don't think that could fit any better. It's not touching. Probably need about a 1/2 inch clearance since this is a soft line, but that's gonna work. That'll be just fine. There we go. Next, exhaust. Like I said, this thing's got a completely intact catalytic converter. Always has the entire time I've had this truck. I just like quiet exhaust. I don't know why that's not really a thing. People are always asking what the loudest exhaust you can put on these things. Doesn't make it any faster, it just makes it awful for longer. So in this case, I'm still gonna run all the 3-inch downpipe all the way out the tailpipe, but I'm gonna run a straight pipe in the place of the converter. Still gonna be a Borla XR1 muffler. I've had that thing about 22 years. So that has been on 4 vehicles now, and that muffler's hanging around for sure. So we're gonna put that together real quick, and then I guess I'm gonna do the fuel pump. Yeah. I don't like it. I'm gonna end up doing another one. This will go down the track though. I'm gonna put a flex pipe in here, but this is fine for now. I don't know what prizes they give for hoarding, But I'm going to use a set of slicks that I bought used in 2008, and I never put them on. They're Hoosier QuickTime Pros, and it's a 26-inch tall, 9.5-inch wide tire. And I went to 28s on the rest of my stuff, so I never ran a 26 after that. And I've just had these things sitting here, and they're hard as a rock, but they're probably going to be better than the street tire. We're going to try a comparison back and forth. And the one thing I like about them, if you didn't know how old they were, or the fact that they're really hard, you'd think they were pretty new. It's basically the same height as the tire that's on there. When it's mounted, it'll be pretty close. I'm going to run wheels that match, so you can't really tell the difference. And for fun, I'm going to clean the white letters off of it. So if it just pulls up, you wouldn't look at the rest of the truck and think that somebody just put slicks on it. Oh, I run tubes in these too. A lot of people that have pretty fast cars that are really sensitive to tire weight, they don't run tubes. My stuff doesn't ever seem to matter. I've tried it both ways. Stuff ran exactly the same. These tires, I am definitely going to run tubes because I don't know, I'm sure they're going to leak down. So I want to be able to just put them on and go to the track. So I'm going to get them installed real quick. All right, all done. Look at this, same height, same wheel. This is going to be perfect. The truck's got 410 rear end gears, so I don't lose any of my gear. It's just a tick shorter, so just a little bit, but it'll act about the same. And even the same mud on the wheels, so that works out. All right, fuel pump is a Hyperfuel 340 liter per hour. I've never used one of these for the Mustangs over the years. I just did a Walbro 255 high pressure. And somebody that watches the channel got this. It came in a hanger assembly, and I think it had AN lines and stuff on it, so I don't even know if I can get this to work in a 93 Ranger, but they sent it to us, and I wouldn't name him because he might be embarrassed that he watches the channel. So we appreciate it, Bob. Hopefully we can get this installed. Yeah. I didn't notice this the other day, but it would seem that when I bottomed the Ranger out in the snow video, it must have been sitting on the tank. Whoops. Ew. Fixed. Ah, that pump looks like it might work. Well, I guess I'm gonna take this outside. Maybe we'll slide this out of the way. All right. Spent a lot more time cleaning this tank off than I thought I was going to for this project too, so. Real careful, we don't mess up that seal. I think it's got a good shot. We might have to bend it up a little bit, but I have no problem destroying things. Yeah, that's probably gonna work like a champ. I like it. Check this out. 60 liters per hour is probably good for like 140 horse. People are always asking why I don't go faster with the Ranger, and I've always run it on the Wastegate. But there's why. Turned all the way down, the thing makes probably 190 to 200 horse, somewhere in that neighborhood, based on what it runs in the quarter. And that's it. That's all the fuel it's got. That's a completely stock 93 Ranger fuel pump. So we should be fixing one thing so I can at least throw some boost to it if I don't do anything else. Yeah. Some junk out here too. Check out this trick. All the way to the front. It smells funny. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but there's purple spots everywhere. Oh, now we're talking. All right, that goes like that. Oh no. Ta-da. Done. Done-ish. All right, tank's ready to go back in. Of all the jokes that I make about cutting corners with this car, or just hacking stuff together because I know about what I can get away with, if you notice that both fuel systems I don't mess around with, I get that stuff absolutely as clean as possible. So keep that in mind. Clean fuel system, not a joke. Clean fuel, not a joke. All right, back at it. I haven't even put the gas tank back in yet, and the power steering pump is leaking everywhere. So we are continually doing fantastic. So I'm going to put a pump on it real quick and then push the thing outside and pressure wash everything underneath. There's a lot of junk that was built up in the frame rail and the fuel lines up in the rail itself. So lots of grease and mud and stuff. So I don't want that to fall off onto the track. I'm gonna put a pump on it, pressure wash it, and then I can put the tank back in real quick. We're closing in on that task. We'll move on to the next thing. Yeah. Back together. Did the turbo. I don't know if I fixed anything, but it's back together. Put a boost valve on it. The fuel tank, when I was doing the pump, I pulled the tank out without having any issue. And the tank just dropped right out. I didn't pull the bed off. My gosh, I couldn't get it lined back up for anything. So I ended up lifting the corner of the bed up just enough to sneak in there and put the filler neck back on. Slicks are on. Everything's pretty much ready to go to the track. I didn't start it since I pressure washed all the engine stuff too. I just left it alone and I put a power steering pump on it. Since it's wet, I'll give it a couple of days and I'll start it later. So that's it for now. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.